Local attraction. The magnetic needle attached to the graduated ring in the compass should indicate the north direction. While doing the compass survey in any field, magnetic substances like steel structures, iron ore, or electric cables carrying current should attract the magnetic needle in the compass instrument, as it is made of steel or iron. Because of this attraction, the magnetic needle should not indicate the north direction, is known as local attraction. To detect the local attraction, we should have to take forebearing and back bearing of a line and find the difference between forebearing and back bearing. If forebearing and back bearing difference is 180 degrees, it indicates that there is no local attraction at that particular point. If it is not equals to 180 degrees, it is affected with local attraction. The question is, the following forebearing and back bearing are observed in traversing with prismatic compass in a place of local attraction. Number 1, find the stations affected by local attraction. Number 2, find the corrected bearings of all the lines. Lines A, B, B, C, C, D, D, A are given, and its corresponding forebearings and back bearings are given in this table. From this table, we can draw the forebearings and back bearings of all the lines. Point A indicating north direction. AB line forebearing is 160 degrees, back bearing is 340 degrees. AB line forebearing is 160 degrees. So this is 90, 180, 270, 360. 160 comes here. This is the B point. Back bearing is 340 degrees. This is forebearing 160 degrees. Back bearing. So at the B point, this is the back bearing. From north, you have to take the reading in the clockwise direction, that is 340 degrees. Next one, BC line is having forebearing of 50 degrees and back bearing of 231 degrees. 50 degrees means it comes in this quadrant. This is 50 degrees. This is C point. Back bearing of BC is 231 degrees. 90, 180, 231. This is 231 degrees. Next, CD. Forebearing is 300, back bearing is 121. So forebearing is from here to here 300 degrees. Back bearing is, this is D point, north direction. Back bearing is 121 degrees. From D to A, forebearing is 210, back bearing is 28. From here to here, this is 210 degrees and back bearing is 28 degrees. Before drawing this, we should have to check the difference between forebearing and back bearing of all the lines. Draw another column here. The difference between forebearing and back bearing of AB is difference of forebearing and back bearing. This is so mod of forebearing minus back bearing is 160 minus 340, 180 degrees. You neglect the sign convention. 50 minus 231 is 181 degrees. 300 minus 121 is 179 degrees. 210 minus 28, 182 degrees. Observing this, we can get an idea that AB line forebearing and back bearing gives the difference 180 degrees. So this line is free from local attraction, and also the forebearing of the next line, that is 50, and back bearing of previous line, this value is also correct. So AB is free from local attraction. Now we have to calculate the corrected values from forebearing of BC. Forebearing of BC is 50. This is the correct value of forebearing. Forebearing of BC line is equal to 50 degrees. Therefore, actual back bearing of BC line is equal to forebearing of BC line plus or minus 180 degrees. Forebearing of BC is 50 degrees plus or minus 180. We should remember one important point, that plus sign is taken when the forebearing is less than 180, and minus is taken when the forebearing is greater than 180. Here the 50 is the forebearing of BC, which is less than 150. So you have to take plus sign. Actual back bearing of BC is equal to 230 degrees. But the observed value of back bearing is 231. Observed back bearing of BC is equal to 231 degrees. Error occurred at C point. At C point, E is equal to observed back bearing of BC line minus actual back bearing of BC line, which is equal to 231 degrees minus 230 degrees. Error at C is equal to plus 1 degrees 00 minutes.